and welcome back to Everything DIY. Today we're going to be doing a review of the Michelin Pilot Super Sport tires that we recently installed in our Mazda Speed 3. So a little background on our car before I actually get into the review. We have a 2010 Mazda Speed 3 that's been modified to close to about 300 wheel horsepower and 330 wheel torque. It also has coilover suspension and stiffer rear sway bars. This car, as you probably know, sends all that power to the front wheels, so gaining enough traction can be an obstacle. It also has a 60-40 weight distribution, so understeer can also be a problem. We've had these tires now for about 1,500 miles, and in that time we've put them through daily driving, a track day, a bit of canyon runs, and a somewhat torrential day of rain, so we think we're pretty prepared to give them a fair review. After getting these tires was to turn off traction control and floor it through first and second just to see how well it could handle the power. Immediately I have to say I'm pretty impressed. It's almost always impossible to get traction through first gear, but with these tires it's almost as if you feel the momentum through the spinning, and then once you get a bit through second, the tires hook. This is definitely not something we're used to. With our last 3 sets of max performance summer tires from 3 different companies, we've always had issues with hooking in second gear. Even when rolling through second gear and punching low in the RPM range, it's still, these tires only briefly spin before hooking to the pavement. The Super Sports totally changed the way the car accelerates in a straight line. It went from being totally useless off the line to actually pushing you back in your seat, which is pretty awesome. I know handling has a lot to do with how your suspension setup and alignment and all that, but tires can also have a profound effect on how your car handles. We've thrown the car around some pretty aggressive corners with the Super Sports, and I have to say that it's pretty difficult to get them to make any noise, and they absolutely hold lines like they're on rails. It also feels a lot more refined and controlled around corners where maybe my old tires felt a bit jittery. Just take a look at this clip where I take a very tight 180 turn and you'll see what I mean. Guided the car through the corner with limited steering and enough throttle to engage the limited slip differential. I was able to keep my line throughout the whole turn with little protest from the tires, then exit the turn at maximum throttle with little to no steering correction. With my last set of tires, I felt like I had to input a lot of steering and throttle correction to maintain such a smooth line on this turn, but with the Super Sports, I feel like they're almost just gliding and responding predictably to what I input. I think this has a lot to do with the sidewall of the tire. The sidewall isn't overly hard, it's a good balance between soft and stiff, and maybe you'll be able to tell that in this clip where I put our car through some high-speed maneuvers. It looks as though the flex is aiding in grip and steering feel. You can see the way the sidewall rebounds predictably, and that's just how the steering and handling feels. On my last set of tires, the sidewalls were so stiff that instead of being controlled through high-speed maneuvers, it felt unstable and unpredictable. It's pretty phenomenal, the drastic change in braking feel from just changing the tires. In this clip, I go from about 60 miles per hour to 1 mile per hour. In this clip, I was practically standing on the brake pedal, and there's really no tire squeaking to speak of. The car also didn't engage the ABS system because honestly, the tires didn't lose traction at all. I stopped so hard and quick in this that actually my shoulder hurt a little bit from the seatbelt and I felt a little bit nauseous. This is definitely unexpected. With my last set of tires, if I'd pushed the pedal that hard, I would have certainly lost traction and engaged the ABS system. With these, you just get grip, and honestly, it's kind of like you can feel through the steering wheel and the pedals that just every piece of the road the tire is clinging to almost. These are low profile tires. There's only so much comfort that can be gained. We also have coilovers and other suspension modifications, so the ride will always be stiffer. I would say the comfort level is about average compared to the other tires I've had on the car. Honestly, I'm not too concerned about it. If the sidewalls were any softer, we'd probably lose some of the handling ability. And my main objective for this car is better performance, so I'm pretty happy with where it's at. As far as noise levels go, I really can't tell a difference. This car has a lot of cabin noise, and so I'm figuring it's probably about the same as my other sets. What I can say is that it didn't add any more noise than what we're already used to. We drove through some pretty awful rain recently, which gave us the opportunity to see how well these tires would perform. In some instances, I was traveling on the freeway at around 65 miles per hour with about an inch or so of water on the ground. I was absolutely floored at how well these tires maintained stability and resisted hydroplaning. It almost felt like I was driving on dry pavement. If I hit the brakes or accelerated, it just honestly felt like the tires were responding instantaneously. We also had some time to test how well these tires could maintain traction, which is always a problem in the rain for this car. If I wanted to, on my last set of tires, I could have hit the gas in 4th gear and spun them. I tried getting the Super Sports to do that and wasn't able to. I was even having a hard time getting the tires to spin in 3rd. I even tried a 1st through 3rd gear pull and was able to get traction at the top of the 2nd all the way through 3rd. The wet traction these tires have is insane. As you can probably tell, we love these tires. Between steering feel, traction, braking, and handling, they're in a league of their own. Michelin has really set a benchmark for what high-performance summer tires should be. I guess the only complaint is that they are rather expensive. We paid, including installation, about $1,000 for these, and that can go up depending on how wide the tire is. However, Michelin has a 6-year or 30,000 mile warranty on them, and this is pretty high for a summer tire, so if we can reach that number, then we'll ultimately be pretty happy with our purchase. We hope you guys liked our review of the Michelin summer tires. If you want to see more from us, please hit that subscribe button. Check out some of our other videos right here. If you have any questions or comments, please don't hesitate to leave them below. Oh, and if you like this video, please hit the thumbs up button. We really appreciate it, and we'll see you in our next one. Bye!